we would be basically selling the base to the QVC customer. And QVC is like, we want to try it. They brought me in. They put me through all their training. It was really cool.
Price tag's still on there. And the name brand of the shirt.
So the year is probably about 2004. Left the family business, opened my own restaurant. Really struggling, very, very difficult. But I was looking for all the help that I can get. And we had started a catering offer out of this restaurant. We were doing a lot of corporate catering. And I came across a system, and this is pre-social media, right? 2004, we didn't really have any Facebook, Twitter. All that stuff was new. If it was even around, I don't even think it was around. And I subscribed to this catering marketing system by a guy named Michael Atias, and he was a franchisee, I guess, for Corky's barbecue in Tennessee, Nashville area. And it had all these great sales letters and techniques to get catering business for your restaurant. And I'm studying it. And then you had what would probably be like the early version of a podcast. You would interview people and send them to you on cassette tapes. One of the interviews, was with the founder of Corky's, and he was talking about how they had a guy working for him named Jimmy Stovall, and Jimmy had the idea of, let me back it up a little bit. So what was happening was they noticed they had become a tourist attraction. So people would come in to Nashville for the music, and they sort of marketed their ribs as a taste of Nashville, and came up with the idea of putting like order forms on the tables, so when you came in, you can order the ribs and the sauces, and they would ship them to your home if you weren't in Nashville. Like, wow, that's what San Pedro Fish Market does. That's a great idea. We're a tourist attraction. Why can't we do something like that? But I didn't know where to go with it at the time because I wasn't working at San Pedro Fish. I'd left out my own restaurant. But it stuck in my head forever. I'm like, who is this guy? Michael Atias, what a great idea. And the interviewer, and what the founder was saying was the guy that kind of took this project and ran with it. They got in trouble, right? Because you weren't supposed to take raw meat and package it and ship it to people. So they had to buy a warehouse and turn it into a licensed plant to do ribs and rubs and seasoning and sauces. And ultimately, they got into QVC doing it. So if you ever go into QVC and you see Jimmy Stovall sells a lot of barbecue products. Well, I kind of forgot about all this and went into the back of my head, and I went back and I'm working the San Pedro Fish Market thing, and I'm trying to create this line of products, and I keep wondering, it's got to be a better way because the product line I created with our shrimp trays was just too expensive and it wasn't working. And I wondered if maybe QVC is an opportunity. How do I get on a QVC? And I found a QVC broker, and he introduced me to his fulfillment guy, a guy named Jimmy Stovall. And I'm like, no freaking way. I heard about you and how you did this for Corky's barbecue. Like at the time, it had been like 10 to 15 years after. I'm like, I can't believe I'm talking to you. And he walked me through the entire process and actually helped us design a product specifically for QVC. It was really cool. And I go, I don't want to make the same mistake I made before with the veggies, the potatoes, and the oil and the seasoning. I have a better idea. I think if we just get the right size shrimp, we can take the shrimp and put them in a pouch, clear plastic pouch, and we can get a bit of like a butter. And I know companies that will take that butter and they'll infuse my seasonings into it. So it's a seasoned butter, like, forgot the name. It's like a little circle or square or dollop, if you will, of butter. Goes in the package. We'll vacuum pack all the air out, put a label on it, and, it'll be a fraction of the price. But all you really have to do is cut the bag open, put it in a frying pan, and you'd have a seasoned shrimp. And I think it's a great QVC product idea because it's like, there's no thought that goes into it. People are so scared of cooking seafood at home because of the smell and because they're afraid they're going to overcook it. This is a 2 to 3 minute product, and you can make it into a pasta. You can put it into a sandwich. You can make it tacos, burritos, rice. I mean, it's super versatile. You can make soups out of it if you wanted to, like a creamy chowder with shrimp. So we would be basically selling the base to the QVC customer. And QVC is like, we want to try it. They brought me in. They put me through all their training. It was really cool. I met some really cool people that had other products. I come across them sometimes not just on TV, but also online and on LinkedIn. And so here we were. I did all the training. I go through the kind of a trial run, and they're like, wow, you're really good at this. So we never know what you're going to be like till the TV's live. The problem was, and nobody to blame for this, but by the time you worked through all the costs, even though we had a really low cost product that probably, I mean, retail probably could sell for $5 or $6. By the time you worked in what we had to pay to get it all the way into the distribution centers, pay all the people involved, store it, give the markup to QVC, figure out distribution from QVC, it ended up being like a $50 or $60 little pouch of shrimp, which was just too much money. But I went on and I did my best to sell it. We did pretty okay, but not high enough to go back on. They did say, hey, you picked up on all the training. You're great on TV. You didn't get nervous. You didn't get locked up. You followed all the protocol, and I don't think you could have sold it any better than you did. If you have a different product, you're always welcome to come back. We just haven't developed that product yet. But it was it was a really great experience. And getting to know Jimmy after all those years, it was like kind of meant to be. So who knows? I think maybe we'll revisit that at some point. And I'm actually in the background thinking of different ways we can create that product and start selling it now, because it was super simple to make, and I didn't have to go out of the country to get products. We actually were able to do it all domestically, pretty fast, pretty quick, pretty low cost. So stay tuned. That one might be coming out again very soon. That's that story. QVC and San Pedro Fish.